Is there a difference between shingle manufacturer and shingle type? If you came to this video hoping there'd be some gotcha moment for some shingle manufacturer, that doesn't exist here. We're not going to sit here and talk poorly about any shingle manufacturer. Like, they all have their pros and cons. I want to talk more about the product lines themselves within each manufacturer and some of the differences that you'll see in shingles. Understand that when it comes from manufacturer to manufacturer, it's all an asphalt product with granules on it and sealant. They may boast different sealant quality, different win ratings, different nailing patterns and things of that nature, but they're all constructed very similar. It's what are the other features within the product lines that you may want to consider that are going to be beneficial to your home, and is that benefit truly worth the cost, the upgraded cost, or is it going to be even worth having that on your home depending on the market that you're in? So let's take a look at a few products and just kind of talk about those things. Impact resistant shingles. So in my hands, I have a product from Malarkey. Now, almost every manufacturer makes an impact resistant shingle. There's two different classifications. There's a class 3 and a class 4. These are tested by dropping a metal ball on these shingles. One is a 2-inch, one is an 1.5 inches. So class 4 is the 2-inch, class 3 is the 1.5 inches. And they drop that and they see, does that break that shingle? If it doesn't break the shingle, and by break, it really means breaking through the shingle and fracturing. You can see it all the way through the back side. So does it break that shingle? So this particular one is got what's called an SBS modified mat. Essentially, think of it like a rubberized mat. It's not the same as your regular asphalt shingle. It's a little more flexible. You can bend this a little bit easier. It sustains external force, external impact, a little different than your standard shingle. I want to point out, it is not hail proof. It's called impact resistant. Keywords are impact, which is some sort of external force, not hail necessarily, and resistant, not proof. That means it is resistant to those things, but it is not going to be bulletproof. It's not going to be able to completely block or stop everything. When you utilize these products, different markets are going to have different pros and cons to it. For example, some products may be a little bit softer because they are made differently. And if you install that in a high heat market, like the South, you may see this shingle mar and scrape up and the granules come off as people walk on it. So understand that there are little pros and cons. You want to know those things. You want to know what the guarantees are, what the assurances are when you utilize an impact resistant shingle. But on the surface, you really can't tell that this is that product. So look-wise, it's not going to change your look of things. It's just going to give you usually an added benefit or perk or claim as to what this thing can resist. And this often comes with some sort of discount to your insurance or premium discount. I talk a little bit more about this in my video where I talk about how long you're going to be in the house may also affect what shingle you want to put on your house. So here's one example. This is a class 3 impact resistant product. So again, on the surface, you really don't know what it is, but it does have a slightly different benefit than your average entry grade shingle. Let's take a look at another one. Nail zones and nailing patterns. You know, there are shingles that have special features like a specific nail zone on the face side. Some of them have nail zone guards or nail protectors on the back side, right here where the shingle's laminated together. And these are really designed to help secure the nail, to prevent the nail from shooting all the way through the shingle, to secure the shingle so it doesn't want to slide over time or have slippage over time. And it usually offers a lower need for nails to accomplish the high wind guarantee or the high wind warranty. I'll give you an example. A shingle may only have a 100-mile-per-hour wind warranty, but that can be bumped up to 120 because you use more nails. With these shingles, you often don't need more nails, like 6 or 7 nails. You often don't need those to accomplish that. So this shingle may give somebody in a high wind zone added benefit. I like shingles like this, ones that have something in the nail zone, because if you've ever seen a roof installed, they move pretty fast. And I'm not gonna lie, they miss sometimes. The nails aren't always perfect. They aren't always in the right place. They aren't always perfectly flush. And when you have added safety features and benefits like this, it minimizes the risk of those imperfect nails causing a problem to your roof down the road. So features like this, and again, you would never know from the surface. This part is covered up. Once the shingle's installed, this gray section is not seen. If it's a shingle where it's in the back, it's never going to be seen either. So it's not a feature you'll see. You have no clue that exists up there, but it does give you an added peace of mind for one particular thing. So it improves the overall success of the installation when the installation is average and not great. So when it comes to nailing patterns, I do like shingles that have special nail benefits. If you're in a high wind zone, they often give you some sort of benefit related to the wind as well. Here we have a product that is a 20-year-old, just classic asphalt shingle that was never installed. This was found in somebody's attic. It's never been installed. It looks brand new. On the surface, it looks very much like those other charcoal or dark shingles that I've showed you. But it has no frills, it has no benefits, it has no features that make it stand out from the next product. So while all three of these products that I just showcased to you may look like an average laminate or an average shingle, they have different selling features, they have different perks, they have different benefits, and they're going to be unique to you, the homeowner. I do a whole video on different things that you may want to consider for your roof, for your life of your roof, and how long you're going to be in that home and what may be beneficial to you. That's the kind of stuff you could consider. Look, you can go research manufacturers, products, and you're going to find good and bad news. They all have something that's happened in their past. It's going to happen. You make something long enough, there's going to be issues, problems, lawsuits. Those things exist out there. But these products are very, very consistently made products. You can't make it all the time without a few issues, and there's plenty of great products out there. What I really want to understand are things like, what are the boasts? What are the claims? What are those benefits? Are they transferable? How much do those benefits cost? Are there increased costs to go from this to the one with the special nail zone to the one that's impact resistant? And do I benefit from that? Is there a good return on that investment, which I talk about in the video of how long am I going to be in my house? It's something to consider when you pick these shingles out. So consider those things when you are picking out your shingle, that there really isn't a great deal of a difference between the shingle manufacturers and the types of shingles. There's just perks and benefits between one style to the next that may be more beneficial to you. And if it's worth it to you, absolutely select those products. Great. If that gives you peace of mind, select those products. But otherwise, on the surface, they all look very similar. So consider that when you are picking out your contractor and your manufacturer and the product line. I did a whole other video where I talk about registering the manufacturer's warranty. I can tell you right now, if you pay for a special perk, like an impact resistance or a special wind rating that's going to come with the product, it doesn't mean anything unless that warranty is registered with that manufacturer. So watch that video on making sure that your warranties are registered. But again, to recap, there's not a great difference between manufacturers when it comes to shingles and the product lines. There's just unique perks per product line. Do a little bit of research yourself. Select what is going to be beneficial to you, select what you're comfortable with, but no matter what you select, make sure everything's registered, that you get those benefits if you ever have to use those warranties, those guarantees, those assurances, and those claims to fame. Hope this helps, and if you want more information about your roof, roof installation, roof products, things of that nature, be sure to like, subscribe, and follow.